In this video, I'm going to show you how to solve a Rubik's Cube in an intuitive way, in a way that you can actually explain how it's working. If you read the instructions in the book that comes with it, you'll find a method, and that works just great. But the method I'm going to show you is one that you might have actually been able to figure out yourself. It makes sense. There's not long, complex algorithms for you to do. So the first thing you need to do is choose a color. I like to choose white. That's purely because that's what I do. You can do whatever color makes sense to you. So the first step is to solve these sides here. So to do that, what you want to do is first look down along the front here, this middle part. Because if there's a white on one of those, it's very easy. Like right here, there's a white there. Now I could just turn it up, right? Just go like that and it puts it there. But you'll notice in this case, when I did that, I actually took this one away. So feel free to turn the top as much as you want to. So I can turn it and go that way. And so now I've solved that one without moving this one. So now I have two more to find. So I'm going to go along, keep looking here. Those are the ones I want to look at. Well, they're all gone. So now I have to go to the less easy ones. Those are going to be the ones that are on the side here or on the bottom. So there's one here. And where's the other one? Oh, there's another one on the bottom here. Actually, I missed that. The bottom one probably should come first because that one, again, you can just turn it twice and it goes up to the top. So now I have one on the bottom here. If you want to put the bottom one up there, all you have to do is just turn the side this way and then it's where you want it and go up. And then just remember, if you do this, to go back and put that one back because when we turned it this way, we took this white away. And now we have the first step done, which is just, I call it kind of an X, okay? Now, the next step you want to do is going to be very different than what the book says. This first step was very similar. But what I'm going to do is go through and find, if I turn around, you'll see that two sides at most, well, it could be four sides is correct, in which case, okay, just skip this step. But you'll notice these two are correct. Just by happenstance, I happen to move the reds, so yeah, it's correct. But if I turn here, these ones are not correct. Now, in this case, you'll notice that I have two sides that are opposite each other. The red side and the orange side are correct, but the green and blue are wrong. So what you want to do is just swap two, or swap these two. So to swap these two, all you have to do is move the other two. So I just moved them out of the way, right? And then turn the top face twice. And so I only moved those two I wanted to move. And then I just moved these back. So this is a very common technique, is you move something out of the way so that you can move the one you want to move. So in this case, we have all four done now. Now, I've just changed this cube again. And notice that now I have it in a different situation to redo that last step in a different way. So I have it again that the green is correct, but this time the red is correct. There are two that are correct. There will always be two. So turn the top until two are correct. But the two that are incorrect are now side by side. Since they're side by side, what you want to do is just swap these two. So since you want to swap these two, I'm just going to move this one out of the way, put this one over there, and then I'm going to replace this one with the other one and go back and go up. Now, if you want to know an algorithm for that, it's just up, over, down, back, up. But like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not a big fan of algorithms. So I like to think of it as just move it out of the way, put the other one over there, go back and over and up, right? You just swap those two, okay? So either way you do it, you now have the top is correct, and you have all of them in the right spots along this side here. All four of those are correct. Okay. Now here's where my method differs vastly from the book and what the instructions say is I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm actually going to do the corners last. So I'm going to ignore all the corners and just get all of the sides on the entire cube. So I'm going to turn it upside down so that the yellow side is facing, or opposite, whatever color you choose to do. And now I'm going to get the sides here. I want to get all of those to be correct. To do that, I'm going to look for anything on the top that's not doesn't have a yellow on it. So like you'll see this one has an orange and a yellow. So that cube, I'm not going to deal with that yet. But this one looks good. This has an orange and green. So I'm going to turn it so that it's over the green side. Whatever color this is, I'm going to turn it so that it's above it. And notice the orange-green needs to go in this spot. So I'm going to basically employ the same thought that I had before, is let's move it away from where we want it so that I can put it where I want it. So I'm just going to move this cube. See, notice this cube is the one I want to change with this one. So I'm just going to go up, and now it's there that I want to change with this one. Well, that's easy. I'm just going to turn it. Now I moved this one into the right location, and I can just go down. You'll now notice that this cube is in the right spot. And all of the other things that we've set up, like this the white side, and all these they're all the same. Nothing was hurt. All we did is just put that cube where we wanted it. And now I just go doing the exact same thing until I'm done with this side. Okay? So I go again, look at the top, and I find one that doesn't have a yellow on it, like this one, the red and green. So I turn it so that it's above the green side, like that. This time, I want it to go over here because that's between the red and green. So again, I'm going to turn this one up so that this spot's the one I want to put the red-green on, and I just turn it, and then back down. So all we did was up, over, down. If you want an algorithm, that's all it is. Now, there's a red and blue one, so I move it over the blue, and up, over, down. So now, if you notice, we have all of these sides done except for one. And I recommend, just to save a little effort, you don't do the last one yet. And the reason why is we have all of these ones here that have yellow on the side. This is actually quite unlucky. Usually this doesn't happen to such a degree, but it's good that it happened on the video so that you can see how to deal with it. If the yellow is on the side here, you need to actually get rid of it by turning it up, over, down to put it here, even though you don't really want it there. Because now I can turn this one over here and put this one there. And now when I put it back, up, over, down, same thing, it's been turned so that it's in the right direction. So now we still have one more that's in the wrong direction. So I'm just going to do that one here as well. So now you can see that we have all the yellows in the right position. They're up. And then we just have this one last one to do. And we know how to do that because it's already in the right spot, blue above the blue. And it wants to go over here. So we just go up, over, down. Now at this point, you have almost all of the sides. We have all of this middle region here done. The only thing that's not correct is these ones right there. Just like when we did the white side, I don't know if the right colors are correct or not. So we need to turn it again so that there are two sides that are correct. So I notice right now I only have the blue side is correct. So I'm going to turn it and then check again. Now I have orange and green are both correct. So what you want to do is go to the side that is the second one over. So like this one's wrong, and then turn it one more. Go to this side. Oh, sorry, another one. Yeah, no, this was the right one, sorry. And now you turn it one in this direction. Now here is the only time in this entire video I'm going to give you an algorithm that doesn't really explain what it does. But basically what I want to do is flip these two. And I'm going to go up, over, 2, down, over, up, over, down. Now, if you look into it, you'll see why that worked. But now I have all 4 of these correct. Let's do it one more time, and it's going to get it wrong, just so you can see it twice. So I'm going to go up, then turn the top 2, and then down, over, up, over, down. And so now you can see that it's off again. So I'll do it one last time because that will fix it. Up, over 2, down, over, up, over, down. So now, oh, something's wrong. I guess I did it wrong. Let's do it one last time because, hey, something is not right. So I'm going to turn it so that 2 are correct and then turn it 1 over. So now we should be looking at the side that's correct, and I'm going to go up, over 2, down, over, up, over, down. Sorry about that, but hey, we got to see what happens if it goes wrong. Just kind of double check everything you do to make sure it worked out right. So now we have everything in this entire cube except for the corners done. I'm checking around, making sure that every side is correct, and it is. So we're ready to solve the corners. So to find a corner, what you need to do is pick a side. Let's do orange. It really doesn't matter. And then find one on the bottom. So if I turn orange to the top, I'm going to look at the bottom and look along this side here for an orange. There's an orange. So this orange I can put up here. I can put it in the right spot. So I'm going to identify where it goes, right? We have orange, green, yellow. That needs to go over here. So I'm going to turn the top so that I put in this corner that I'm looking at right here. In this spot, I want to put where I want it to go. So I want it to go right there. Now, this orange here, I have a couple of options. I'm going to do the right-hand version. So that means I'm going to go down, over, up. So if I go down, it's going to go to the bottom. So that means this orange one's in the wrong spot too. So I'm going to move it left and right. So I'm turning the top and bottom faces. And we'll just have to remember to put those back when we're done. But once I've turned this orange one away and I've put this one where I want, now all I have to do is just go down, over, up. And I put it in the right spot. But you may have noticed I've messed up a bunch of other stuff. So for that reason, I'm going to actually take another one, say this one, doesn't matter which one. I'm just going to take this one, and I'm going to move it back. So I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to go back the other way I came before. So back, and then up. And you'll notice I put the one I wanted here, and then I just took another random spot and replaced it. So basically, I put a cube in a spot, and then I put a new cube to replace it so that nothing really changed. And then the last step is to line up my colors. Just turn the top and bottom so that all's correct. Like right now, these are wrong, so we'll just turn it. Hey, now it's right. And so I solved one. Now I just repeat. So let's go along. Let's keep on the orange side just for fun. Oh, there's another orange one. So I'm going to turn it back here. And then let's see, oh, what color is it? Yellow and blue. So I'll turn this yellow and blue so that this is where I want to put it. So I go down, over, up. And then I'm just going to turn it so that let's take this one away. Doesn't matter. I could have done this one if I wanted. Down, and then put it back. I just did the same thing I did before in reverse. Then I line up my colors so that it all looks good. Okay, one more. There's another orange right here. So let's do that. Notice that this orange is on a different side. Before we had orange on this side. So this is actually already in the right spot. So I don't need to turn the bottom face. But I do need to turn this one because I want it to be orange and blue. We have, white, orange, and blue. So we have white, orange, blue. So I want to put it here. So I'm going to go down, over. I went the other way. This time I went that direction, up. And then I'll move this corner over. And then I go down and then back the other way, that direction, up. And so now you can see, hey, I'm half done with the corners. The orange side is almost done. So let's switch over to a new side. How about the blue side? Okay. So I go find a blue on the bottom part. So like this blue right here. So I put blue on top. The blue's down there. So that means I need to turn it away. I forgot to check my color. Let's see, yellow and red. So I need the yellow and red, which is over here. So I'm going to turn that to this spot right there. And now down, over, up. And I'll replace it by moving this one over, down, back, up. And then I line up my colors. Let's see, where are we? Okay, I still have 3 left. So I'll do the white side. I see a white down here, and I have a white one here. Order doesn't matter at all. You can do whatever order you want. Now, in this case, I can already see that I'm going to get lucky, which is actually bad for you because you won't see the last step. But I can adjust that, and that'll be fine. So I'm going to put this one up here. These are already in the right spots. I don't have to align anything. So I'm going to go down, over, up, replace it with this one, and then down, and then the other direction, up. And notice, once I line up my colors, I have solved the entire cube. So let's take a look at this one now. So this is a more normal situation. You're going to get down to the point where you only have 2 cubes left, maybe sometimes 3, but here, they're not turned the right direction. So we need to rotate both of these cubes. So to rotate them, notice that if you go down, over, up, back, down, over, up, back, and do that a bunch of times, it comes back to the original thing. So that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to go down, over, up, back until it's fixed. So I'm going to keep an eye on this cube. And once it's fixed, I'm going to wait. So I'm going to go down, over, up, back. And it's actually groups of 2 you want to look at. Down, over, up, back. So I did it twice. Well, it's solved. So I'm going to continue with the other ones by using this one. So I'm going to turn the top face again over here and keep going. So down, over, up, back, down, over, up, back. Okay, now don't get lost in this because you'll notice the rest of the cube looks all terrible. But keep it straight and you'll be fine. This is not turned in the right direction, which means we need to keep going. Down, over, up, back, down, over, up, back. Okay, now it's turned the right direction, so we just line up our colors and we are done. Let's look at one more thing that can happen. This is kind of the worst case scenario. If we have something like this, we have 3 that are they're in the right spot, but they're turned wrong. So we're going to do the same thing I said. So I look at this one, say, okay, I need to rotate it. So I'm going to go down, over, up, back, down, over, up, back. And you'll notice that it's not fixed. So we go down, over, up, back, down, over, up, back. We did it twice, and hey, it's fixed. So now we rotate it to the next one. So we've done it 4 times now. Down, over, up, back, down, over, up, back, down, over, up, back, down, over, up, back. Okay, now it's solved, but we had to do it another 4. That's 8 times. Well, oh well, it doesn't matter. Let's go to this one. So down, over, up, back, down, over, up, back. Still not fixed. Down, over, up, back, down, over, up, back. And now it's fixed, so we just line up our colors. So I believe we've seen almost every situation that can occur. If you see something that didn't occur, for example, if you have a situation where you're solving the corners and you can't find one in the bottom, just do one anyways, and it'll randomly come up with one that you can do. Just move 2 around that aren't quite right. But otherwise, I think we should have hit all the situations where you need to solve a Rubik's Cube.